I'm Dr. Alfred Mutiti. I'm working with UNICEF as a child protection specialist based in Erbil. I was actually intrigued to enter this type of work from one of the studies that I did in northern Uganda, which was purely a study on children affected by armed conflict in northern Uganda at that time. And that study actually did intrigue me a lot to look at the well-being of children affected by diversity. I came to the symposium because I wanted to learn what are other people doing in this part of the world. What are the new approaches that we are seeing in the area of psychosocial support? I know there's a lot of discussion that has gone on, but I felt that by coming here, I'll be able to understand what are the new innovations, what's the new evidence that we are seeing, and also to share our own experience from Iraq. My work with the communities has greatly impacted the way I approach things in this area, because I've realized that the communities are a good asset in terms of recovery of children. So my involvement in communities has really been very, very key in ensuring that we are able to come up with better approaches that address the psychosocial well-being of children. I want us to step backwards. What I see today as a trend, having worked in different countries, I get concerned that there's quite a lot of investment in child-friendly spaces as an approach to psychosocial support. I agree it is one of the aspects of the approach, but it's not the sole approach. So I'm concerned at the amount of investment. And I think that the community-based intervention, to me, is something that works. It is sustainable, it empowers the communities, it builds on the community's resilience and the community resources and values. That works. We've seen it working even where we've worked with children in reintegration programs. When you go back where you have invested in the communities, you find the community still working. But where you find that some of the interventions are just from outside, are not building on the community interventions, these interventions have died out immediately after the support that has been provided expires. So I think the community approach, the community investment, the community empowerment works and works well. I think my first advice is, if you are going to get involved in the area of psychosocial support for any type of children affected by diversity, the point is that what resources exist within the communities where you are. Listen to the communities. What are those practices that the communities do when they are faced with adversity? Then build on that. We should avoid a situation where we come with our own issues, with our own stereotype approaches on the communities. Those ones do not last. So my first advice would be, one, understand what the community's values are, build on those values, and the other important point is ensure that the young people themselves are used as a resource. Don't use them as victims. They should be as survivors of the energies who can be able to push themselves and move themselves higher and bouncing back better. I think I have messages to two categories of people beyond the government. I also want the donors. So my recommendation would be twofold. One, to the government. We think that the policies that they come up with should ensure that those policies are enhancing or build on or strengthen the support or the structure of the community structure on the ground. I think to me that's important, that the policies and frameworks, government frameworks, should be able to strengthen the community structures. Community mechanisms must have adequate investment. Let us talk the walk. We talk about communities, the government talk about communities, but we should be seen as government to ensure that there's a considerable investment in terms of finances and capacities to ensure that the communities are supported better to do their work. So that would be my other. The other point to me to the donors would be that while we are able to support child-friendly spaces, which I don't disagree with, we should be seen to invest considerably in the community structures. Let us not invest in the community as a by the way. It should be one of the key areas. If the donors can put money in the community structures, I can be sure that the support to children will be more sustainable than it is now.